Hey Dan, these were the parts I wanted you to check. You can do this, you can probably still do this with the wheel on the bike. The main thing is this spring return right here. You can see it takes some force and it should spring back. When it's all the way back, that's the first gear position. And if something's impeding this, like these other parts popped off, it may be binding it up. But you should be able to take your finger and actuate the spring, and it should feel smooth and it should pop back. The other thing to check while you're in there, it was a little hard to see from your picture, is that this stuff is still on there, right? So you got a little lock ring. It's locked right now. I'm going to unlock it, basically move it back to the yellow dot. This is in that Shimano document I sent you. And you can pull that off. And then there's this little cassette guy, and you can just see if this stuff, unless you pull the whole wheel off, obviously you can't pull it all the way off, but you can see that it's still, make sure it's still seated how it's supposed to be. So when you put this thing back on, first thing you do is line up these red dots here, and then there's a red dot here, here and here on the hub, and you want all those to line up, and then everything should seat like that. Then you go ahead and put this lock ring back on, line up the yellow dots, pretty simple, and then click it, and then everything should be on. And sometimes if that cable got ripped off, this thing might have gotten popped out and so this thing's loose in there like that, or something like that could have happened. So that's worth checking. And then we also just need to check that cable dimension. But when this thing's back together right, it should be real snappy like that. That's what's returning you and downshifting you back through your gears, back to first gear. So that's the first gear position's all the way popped back. All right.